With that, now Dr. Chris is here to decipher fact from fiction when it comes to this week's health stories. We're going to start with something that you feel very passionate about, aren't we, Dr. Chris? And this is, could honey help treat cancer?
Yeah, and now it's not actually honey helping to treat cancer, but help to treat cancer patients who are having chemotherapy.
Right.
Now, it's quite an interesting story, this. When you have chemotherapy, chemotherapy kills off cells that are dividing rapidly. That's the tumour cells. But also you have cells in your body that are dividing rapidly. Naturally, your blood cells, white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets. So the chemotherapy is stopping this rapid division of the cancer cells. It's also bringing down your blood count, your white cell count. Now, your white cells are your immune system that travel throughout your bloodstream, killing off viruses, bacteria, etc. So if they drop to a certain level, then the specialists have to actually stop your chemo or reduce the dose or spread the chemo out. And of course, then the tumour grows again.
So what does the honey do? It's from Israel, isn't it?
Yeah, now I found this is a small study I read about years ago. Honey from Israel. And this little study showed that when this honey was given to patients on chemotherapy, they didn't suffer the white cell drop.
Wow. Now,
the findings were 40% of patients got no drop in their white cells, 64% had no drop in the haemoglobin, and 32% felt better because they weren't so
Why that honey? Why that? Can you slide it over?
Yeah.
It's 30 quid a jar, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's only 1 level teaspoonful twice a day.
One level teaspoon twice a day.
Yeah, under the tongue where it's absorbed, very rapidly. Now, the guy behind this, he's a microbiologist.
Molasses.
And he found that a certain village in Russia, when there's a cholera epidemic going on, did not affect the beekeepers and their families.
Oh, really?
And he started researching honey. Now that honey, LifeMel, it contains 16 medicinal herb extracts. And they feed these herbs to the bees that produce that honey. So now, personally, I've advised this to patients of mine. The first 2 patients worked for ITV. One had cancer of the throat, one had breast cancer. White cell counts didn't drop, and I'm treating one now who's got pancreatic cancer, and he's on very toxic chemotherapy. He's halfway through the course, taking his honey, and his white cells have dropped a little, but no change in his chemo.
Fascinating.
Wow, that is
fascinating.
incredible.
Ongoing research,
and it's not going to harm you in any way because it's honey.
No side effects. I've got no commercial interest in it.
No,
we're not making any medical claims. It's an interesting observation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another interesting observation. Could there be a cure for the common cold?
Yeah, yet again, every year we have cures for the common cold.
Yes.
Yeah. No, well, this one, it's a group of scientists, and they did a study on cells in a glass dish in the lab, not on mice or humans. And they've got an experimental drug that attacks the virus coating. Viruses have a capsule, it's called a capsid, and it destroys the capsule, making the interior of the virus very susceptible, and it can't multiply. If it can't multiply, it can't spread. So they've got the situation where they've proved it in the lab. They've got to go on to animal studies, then human studies. The thing is, there are over 100 rhinoviruses that cause the common cold.
Right.
That's why you can't get a single vaccine against them.
For one of them.
Yeah.
Very quickly, could daffodils help beat Alzheimer's?
Yeah, there's another fascinating one. A Welsh farmer, his farmer's in the high mountains of Monmouthshire, and he grows daffodils because the bulbs contain a drug called galantamine that is used in the treatment of Alzheimer's and dementia. It doesn't cure or stop the disease, it eases the symptoms. And we use galantamine, Remenil is the name of the drug, but it comes from daffodil bulbs. And his bulbs are so high up in the mountains, they've got high concentrations of galantamine in their bulbs, higher than the standard supplies that come from China and Bulgaria. So, fascinating. But I can see in the future maybe the big pharmaceutical companies going to synthesize this galantamine rather than depending on crops.
Right,
well, this galantamine has been an active ingredient in traditional medicine for thousands of years.
Yeah, like so many things. I mean,
I've never heard of it.
How did they find that out? In the bulb of a daffodil was a drug that might help your dementia.
It's amazing.
It's fascinating.
Well, Dr. Chris, thank you very much. That honey is incredible. We'll put all the details of everything Dr. Chris has just spoken about on our website as well, in case you didn't have a pen to write it down. Thank you very much.